A Long Island filmmaker recently produced a documentary which focuses on illegal immigration and its impact on this country. It's called They Come to America. Is this a protest film?
Absolutely not. It's a Wake Up America film.
The builders that used to hire me and my guys come up here to get the cheap labor, and they cut me right out of the picture. Right. Now my tax-paying American citizens aren't paying the bills anymore. Who's paying the bills? These guys? They get their checks and they send it back home.
I don't want to make children here in this country, so I want to make money in this country and return to my country.
Do you think that you're taking jobs away from Americans?
I do.
Yeah.
United States is not the best in the world, you know? The humanity change. Today, you pay for me. Tomorrow, my son pay for your son.
Do you have any way of monitoring whether or not a student is of legal or illegal status?
We do not ask that question. Illegal immigration is the biggest problem this country has in the years to come.
Look around you. The people of the United States are not able to achieve the quality of life they want with 300 million people.
What do you say to the people who say, open our arms, open our doors, welcome them here?
We open our arms more than any other nation. The problem is, we have 20 million Americans that are out of work. We have schools closing. Why?
You're very emotional right now.
I went to the school.
You went to the school.
My brothers and sisters all went to the school.
Is it safe to say we could be looking at more schools closing because their parents are not legal, they are not paying into the system?
Well, there's no doubt.
You contend that the borders are being run by the drug cartel of Mexico.
Absolutely.
We have to film you from behind because why?
Because a lot of the people right across this fence a mile away that kill people daily.
There's somebody behind you.
It is so easy to get into this country.
What you're looking at right over there, those white buildings, it is a cartel headquarters for distribution of drugs in this area. I will tell you, you go near there, you're dead. You're dead.
You face the drug cartel.
Hold on! Why is it you've been meeting with so much resistance and getting rejected at so many film festivals and people refusing to show your film?
You know, that's a great question. Where has our common sense gone?
From the Texas border, authorities are very concerned. They're on their way here to the U.S. You probably think these guys are on their way here, right?
Oh, they're going to come to vote, and then they'll get a work permit, if Obama has his way. Nobody in America understands what's going on along that border, from Texas all the way to California, except for the ranchers and the Border Patrol agents. I went down there and spent 3 days in the dirt, Neil. It's unbelievable.
The Border Patrol are getting overrun. I watched Border Patrol agents come up to me and say, don't go there. There's men in the trees with machine guns, and then drive away. He had to deal with a 6-mile stretch on his own on a dirt pan road in the pitch black. So while he's gone, who's watching that border for the 20 minutes that it takes to come back? While you and I are sitting here right now enjoying our lunch, hundreds of people just crossed our border. It's going to happen tonight, it's going to happen tomorrow, and the day after.
I experienced 9/11 firsthand. I'm one of the people you see running from those towers on television. I looked up and I saw those people jumping for their lives out of those windows. They weren't thinking about the price of their home. They weren't thinking about whether their job was secure. They weren't thinking about contraception. They were thinking about the fact that they were never going to see their loved ones again. We have people crossing our borders. We don't know who they are or why they're coming here. That is a problem, and if it does not change, September 11th will happen again.
And if you don't think it will happen again, you got to get your head out of the sand. Because it will happen again. There's not just people coming over who want to cut your lawn, there are people who are coming over who want to cut your throat. And I hate to be so brutally honest, because I know sometimes the truth is hard to digest. But until we start facing this problem the way it needs to be faced, which is by punching it square in the face, it's just going to be a bunch of talk.
I also found people across the country who are afraid to speak about this topic because they get classified as a racist. But they're concerned that you hate them. So I'm going to ask here, and I want honesty. Does anybody hate these people?
Okay. Who here hates the general concept of illegal immigration? Raise your hand. The general concept. Okay. Romney at the convention doesn't say anything. Obama, he's got an illegal alien on the platform. Americans are so tired of it, Neil.
It's almost like a strategy here, right? If you're illegal, you come here, what's driving them?
What's driving them?
What's driving them to come here?
Jobs.
And then do they take that money, give it back home?
Yeah,
they don't put it back into...
Neil, you just did a whole report about this. 47% Americans not paying the tax. Yeah, forget about the Americans. Let's look at how many people in the United States aren't paying tax. The number gets far worse because you've got all those illegal immigrants in here working. And people will try to say that they're doing jobs that Americans don't want to do. Baloney. These people, baloney. They're driving trucks. They're building homes. My movie exposes all of this. All of it, Neil. And that's why nobody wants you to see it. Okay. On a Friday afternoon, the president came out and said that he was going to give work permits to 800,000 illegal immigrants. I'm watching this on my television and going bananas. Because A, I know it's not 800,000. And B, is because I know what he's doing with those kids. He is using them as a pawn. America is getting crushed with illegal immigration. Crushed. And yet it gets tucked under the rug like it's no big deal. And I'll tell you what, there are people who care. There are millions of people watching you tonight saying, thank goodness somebody is finally telling the real story.
I got lost today on the way to the radio, and I drove through Park Heights. And a guy, black guy, pulls up next to us and he says, "Oh, you're in the right area." He says, "You're looking for bad. It don't get any worse than this." He says, "Where's my tax money going to? Every other house is boarded up. How are we ever going to get back on our feet?" So we're giving money to the people who are coming in here illegally, who, by the way, are driving SUVs and iPhones and everything else like that. Okay? And we got people in our own backyard who are living a life that I can't believe I just saw that in America today.
Brian Kilmeade from your own network calls Oscar worthy. But you can't see it in a movie theater. You can't see it at a film festival. I have been rejected everywhere, including Texas, Arizona, New York.
What do they tell
California?
you?
Very interesting take on illegal immigration. Because I put an American face on it. I tell both sides of the story. So now how do I counter that? If people go to theycometoamerica.com and they buy a DVD, I send them 3. This is what I'm trying to do as an everyday American, to try to counter the forces that don't want you to know about illegal immigration.
Abstract, but say your children were to make this film again in 20 years. Do you think their film based on immigration would be more about economics, more about racism, more about different societies? Where do you think their film on immigration would be?
I hope it's how my dad helped solve a problem.
The fact of the matter is that Congress is ignoring this. And the American people,
They have for years.
I represent the normal, average, everyday guy who just wants to take the remote control and throw it at the television because they can't take it anymore. So you know what? I say out to you people out there, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep on pushing my movie.
And I'll be thinking how it is that I'll continue to hold their feet to the fire, and that I will not, ever forget those people I looked at 80 stories high. And I will never forget the people who don't have jobs because they don't speak Spanish. And I will not forget about the people who are getting undercut by illegal immigrants. I will never, ever forget until the day I die. Thank you.